according to Australia's state-funded media. The hottest conspiracy theory of 2023 comes from an unlikely pursuit, town planning, says SBS, and the ABC says there are two very different views of the 15-minute city idea. To some, it's an urban planning concept that promotes sustainable and healthy living. To a small group of others, it's a plot by tyrannical bureaucrats to take our cars and control our lives, which could lead to a real-life Hunger Games scenario. After outlandish claims about lizard people, 5G and COVID-19 vaccines, conspiracy theorists are now targeting the world of urban planning, with protests against the 15-minute city concept springing up around the globe. So the ABC conflates valid concerns about COVID vaccines, which are known to kill healthy people unnecessarily, and the clear authoritarian overtones of 15-minute cities with wild theories about lizard people and 5G. If the ABC needs to resort to puerile rhetoric, it's probably a good sign that those of us who think the contrary are correct. One of the latest examples of this 15-minute city is happening in Paddington, Sydney, where the state government is proposing to reduce 4 lanes of Oxford Street to 2. This will accommodate, you guessed it, bikes and buses. If you don't live in Paddington or Sydney, don't ignore this. It's coming to a council soon near you because 15-minute cities are a global phenomenon. Nobody voted for this. In fact, if it weren't for a few vocal residents in Paddington, no one would have even heard about it. Yet the anger in the neighbourhood is palpable. This is not going to make Paddington more amenable. Instead, it will make it harder for local shops to operate and for locals to drive through the neighbourhood or find a parking spot. One of the people affected is Peter White, the owner of one of the shops along Oxford Street, and he joins me now. Peter, welcome.
Hi, Fred.
Firstly, Peter, how did you first hear about this proposal?
Well, that's a good question because I get regular mailings from both the City of Sydney and Lara about alterations to houses and shops next to in my immediate vicinity, and usually it's about putting another 6 inches on an awning, or changing the colour of a letterbox, and I get used to that. Now, the other day I heard people talking about this radical new proposal to reduce Oxford Street to 1 lane either way and put in a two-way bicycle track. Now, I'd never heard of this. I'm a ratepayer and an owner. I asked my tenant, the business owner, never heard of it. And apparently, talking to other people, nobody has been advised. Now, in this day and age, when you're going to make such a major infrastructure change, reducing a major thoroughfare, one of the major thoroughfares to the city CBD, from 2 lanes plus a bus lane down to 1 lane, it beggars belief that how it's got this far. But the word has finally got out, and I think people are starting to be very, very concerned and very, very angry.
Yeah, just dwelling on how you found out about it. I mean, this proposal has, in fact, been around for a while. If you look at the state government's website, the current page was put up in January, if I'm not mistaken. Now, since that page has gone up online, there's been a state election. Was it mentioned at all during the election campaign?
Not to my knowledge. Not to my knowledge. And I'm a landholder in Paddington. I don't live there now, but I had no knowledge of it whatsoever. And it's quite remarkable.